9 to 5 doesn't mean much to a great lawyer. Great lawyers understand that what makes time precious is what we can do with it.
If you are committed to making sure that there is justice for all in this state, then you can find the time.
I would never even understand why somebody who's in a position to be a lawyer wouldn't be able to find the time to help people.
Everyone has time to do pro bono work because it's about what's important to you.
One client, one lawyer, one promise. The One Promise campaign.
Primary, fundamental, basic. You have to help people.
The whole system doesn't work if you can't have access to it. If just the wealthy have access to it, it's not working. If the middle class struggle to have access to it, which is the case right now, it's not working.
We don't want an equal justice to all to be a slogan. We want it to be a reality. And the only way it can be a reality is that if all of us contribute to making sure that people have access to our courtrooms, that they have access to justice. To me, it is as simple as that.
I know we're busy people, but that's why they need you. They need you because you're practicing it. You're good at it. You do it every day.
To know that your education and your profession makes the difference between someone going to sleep at night in a safe location or someone living a life of constant fear is the very best part of what we do. There is no greater feeling.
From the very get-go, becoming a lawyer is different than some other professions, and I think that anybody who becomes a lawyer has that obligation as part of the very fabric of the profession that we're joining.
We should not reject for personal reasons any cause of any oppressed or defenseless person. And so that's not just a good idea, that's actually something we take an oath to do as lawyers.
Just because you're a lawyer and now you have a fancy license to practice law, you have a responsibility to that profession. They've given you the privilege, but you have sworn that you're going to live up to that responsibility.
The reward is so warm and so real and so is, as I sometimes say, but it's also indescribable. You almost have to experience it to know what somebody is talking about when they see the joy on a person's face when they've done something in order to relieve what for them was an enormous problem.
It's going to make you a better lawyer. You're going to be more well-rounded. You're going to feel better about your profession when you're engaged in this type of work. And it actually can make you a more viable lawyer and a better lawyer even in your non-pro bono practice.
This is public service at its finest. And I think when you see that upfront and personal, you become a better lawyer. You understand people better.
You know, it's interesting, lawyers' field of practice becomes wider and wider when you get cases for paying clients, I've noticed. But narrower and narrower when it becomes pro bono.
I think what a lot of lawyers forget is that in law school, we took intellectual property, we took family law, we took constitutional law, criminal law, all these different things. The bar is what, 6 or 7 different subjects. So we have it. We just kind of narrowed that road that we are as lawyers once we became lawyers. But we did it in law school, so why can't you do it as a lawyer?
The volume of cases that staff attorneys at legal aid organizations handle is remarkable, and they love to pass on that knowledge to pro bonos. Pro bonos are hand in hand with the staff attorneys at a legal aid organization, and that means that an attorney is never going to be alone when they take a case.
As a lawyer, I'm a problem solver. And the more problems I can solve, the better of a lawyer I am. Every problem is different, and every problem takes a different solution. So the more you accumulate solutions over the years, the more you're better able to help people.
If you're really comfortable with the U.S. being 36th in the world in terms of its civil justice system, well, okay, don't do anything about it. But if on the macro level, if you want to do something about it, try one case. That's probably the most meaningful thing that you can do yourself to move that needle just a little bit, maybe move us up the ladder a bit.
Our whole system is based on you have one client who has a need, and I'm a lawyer, and I'm going to represent that client to the best of my ability. And so just taking one case, just taking one pro bono case, or just always having at least one pro bono case on your docket as a lawyer can make a huge difference, not only to the person that you're representing, but if all lawyers would do that, it would make a difference in the aggregate as well.
Just take one and you'll find that peace. You'll even be better at the work you do every other day that may not have anything to do with that one case, that one pro bono case that you took. But you'll find yourself in a place where you're empowered again, you're gassed up again, because you realize the power of being a lawyer. You realize the power of that education and how it can impact the average person.
Pro bono publico, our duty to help those that can't help themselves, never expecting money or compensation, doing it for free and doing it to the best of our ability.
Create one relationship. I'll put it that way. It's the same thing, but it's a different mindset. Find a relationship to create. Arising out of calling somebody and say, look, I want to do my pro bono. Send me, not a case, somebody.